I just wanted to show you these 3D lenticular posters that I got from B&M Bargains in the UK. B&M Bargains is basically a cheap shop, but it's actually a really good store for UK toy collectors or any into geek culture at all, because they stock a lot of action figures that you don't get in other toy stores in the UK other than specialist shops that charge £20–25 a figure, whereas you go in B&M Bargains and you can find a lot of the DC collectibles action figures and the Batman the Animated Series action figures for £7.99 each, so really cheap. But they also have a lot of canvases and things like this in. Now, I'm not sure how well it's going to show up on camera, but this is actually 3D and kind of a lenticular effect. So Spider-Man, the one in the centre, stands out from the images around him, and it comes in these quite thick frames, which gives a lot extra depth to the picture. Now, if you try and buy these online, it's very hard to find them framed. They just sell the cardboard itself lenticular for £5, whereas in B&M Bargains these are £5 framed, and the frame really does add to the 3D effect because of the extra depth it gives them. Now, there are 4 available in B&M Bargains. The Spider-Man one I just showed you, this Batman one, there you can get a bit of the effect on this one. This Incredible Hulk one, which has got a bit of a shine on it at the minute from the light, unfortunately. And there's also one for Puppy Patrol or something like that. I guess it's some kind of kids cartoon that's out at the minute. I've never heard of it. But unfortunately they're the only 4 B&M stock. Now online I've seen Captain America and Iron Man ones as well, in the same style as the Incredible Hulk and Spider-Man ones I've just shown you. But as I say, they don't come with the frames, and yet they still cost £5. I saw this Dalek one online, once again £5 without a frame, but the Puppy Patrol ones that they're selling at B&M have been reduced to £2.50, because I guess they're not selling as well as the Marvel ones and the Batman one. So I went and bought one of those £2.50 Puppy Patrol pictures purely for the frame, then bought the Dalek picture here, which was a £5, shoved it in the Puppy Patrol frame, and it looks excellent. I absolutely love this kind of vintage comic book style artwork. A nice little touch is that rather than the Comic Code's Authority label in the corner, they've got BBC on it instead of CCA. Hopefully B&M Bargains will stock the Captain America and Iron Man ones at some point, seeing as the other comic book ones have sold so well, I assume. Because they seem to be flying off the shelves and they haven't been reduced like the Puppy Patrol one has. Anyway, while I'm showing you some pictures on the walls in my geek room, I thought I might as well show you these. They're my favourite comic book covers or movie posters that I've printed out or photocopied from my collection and put in these nice black frames. No, I don't like Alien Covenant, but I love the poster. As much as I love Jurassic Park, the poster is kind of bland because it's just the logo, so I thought I'd represent that with a comic book cover instead. My Aliens collection there. And then down here, got my favourite cover of The Walking Dead. The old Masters of the Universe poster. I've always loved this poster. I know a lot of people don't like the film itself, but I've always had a lot of affection for it. And my local newsagents used to have this poster up on the wall for some reason when I was a kid, and I always wanted it. And then quite a cool cover of the UK Masters of the Universe comic. Over here I've got this Towson the Crypt issue 35 cover. I love werewolves and I love Towson the Crypt, so that cover was kind of a no-brainer. And under that I've got this picture of the Joker. It's not actually a comic book cover. It was from, I think it was from a fact file actually from the early 90s, but I've always thought it's a cool image of him, kind of a menacing look on his face, and I like the way they've drawn the lighting in the background. And then lastly here, sorry about the light reflecting a bit on these, but I've got this Transformers UK issue 22 cover, which I to this day think is the best Transformers comic book cover we've had in over 30 years. It's actually a variant of a US cover, but I think the UK one's better because they printed it in a darker tone. They changed the Transformers font at the top to the Decepticon colour scheme, and it just suits the overall image better to have this kind of darker colouring palette to it. Wish I could get it without the reflections in there, but you get the gist of it. It's a cool cover. I've also got a Marvel canvas that one of my exes bought me, and a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie poster that I got free with the DVD. Anyway, thanks for watching. Just a quick one to give you a heads up on those 3D lenticulars if you like the look of them, seeing as they're cheap. I'll catch you next time.